comes on and it's not going away.
So 2 good local miles to start us off. And now we come to one of the nice events on the schedule here today. It'll be the girls 2 mile, as they will wait for their moment of opportunity to do those final strides down the front straightaway. And before we set the stage for the field here that's going to race in 2024, let's take a look back at the fastest 2 mile ever at the Brooks PR Invitational.
So we are off and running. The girls 2 mile to meet record 9:51. It's Frias on the inside with Riggs right on her outside. New meet record 9:50.7 for Dahlia Frias.
That moment back in 2022 still remains the outdoor high school record in this event. 2 mile, much more of a common occurrence in the indoor season's carry, and that 9:38.68 by Mary Kane back in 2017 still sets the standard.
Yeah, I mean, thinking of running 73 seconds at this age is so fast, and that's what they do they have to do in order to break that record. But I heard that, Allie Zealand, she talked a little bit about the record, and she said that, she thinks with this caliber of a group that's running tonight, we might see it. So if that wind is okay, the temperature is nice, the sun's out, it's not raining, I don't know. Let's see, Paul.
Well, certainly plenty of firepower in this race. You talked about Allie Zealand, who for just a moment had the national high school record in the mile at a race in St. Louis that Sadie Engelhardt eventually broke in a race that followed. We'll talk more about Sadie as she will be up in the 800 meters later on this program. But you got Elizabeth Leachman, Allie Zealand, Isabel Allori, Addison Ritzenhein, who one of the top cross-country runners this year, won a national championship. Jane Hedengren, Jaelyn Williams, San Juanita Leal, Reese Dalton, Mary Bonner Dalton, Chloe Huyler out of Lake Oswego, just down 200 miles from Renton, Sophia Rodriguez and Nelah Roberts. You get into a race like this and you're, again, looking around and you're seeing everyone and anyone that could meet any surge or any strategy you're going to throw into this race.
Yeah, you know what I love about all of these different races is that these athletes have the opportunity to see each other now. They're getting to know each other. The nerves that these girls have are still there, but they are maybe a little bit more used to the high pressure situation. So, hearing all of these athletes in their pre-race interviews and things like that, talking about how excited they are. They're not scared. I'm sure they're nervous, but they're getting in these races time and time again where they know each other and they're used to running hard and they know how each other runs. So it's exciting that they're here to run fast and to win.
You see the top 3 after the first lap with Williams, Hedengren, and Allori. Allie Zealand right behind them in 4th, and then Leal out of the great state of Texas, and Elizabeth Leachman back in 6th. But they're going single file here, early carry, and the pace is being pushed from the front.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, Jaelyn Williams is one of our 3 sophomores, so not surprised to see her out there, excited to run and just kind of gutsy. Doesn't have anything to lose, right? She's young and she's very fast. I believe her PR for the 3,200 is 9:57. I think her 2 mile PB might be 10:31, something like that. So she, I'm sure, knows that she can run under 10 minutes, and this is her opportunity.
So through 2 laps now in this girls 2 mile. And Hedengren out of Utah now steps to the leadership position. Last full lap of the track in about 71.8. Williams now in 2nd, Zealand 3rd, Allori 4th, and Leal stays in 5th with Leachman right behind her in 6th.
And Landegren, I just like how she talks. You know, she speaks with confidence, yet she understands what the task is at hand. She's gone through some injuries. She's had some illness. Things have been clicking now since indoors, but she's been through the ups and downs, the roller coaster ride that the sport brings to us. But I also love that she mixes it up. You know, she won here in the mile last year, and I guess I would have thought that maybe she would have stuck with that and tried to be a 2-time champion in the event. But nope, she wanted to run this 2 mile and she puts herself in it. And we still have, what, eight athletes still up in this front pack.
Yeah, definitely some separation here in the early going. It's actually down now to 7 girls here in the lead group as they go through their third lap of 8 in this girls 2 mile. Last lap 72.99. Now Zealand behind Hedengren in second, Williams third, Allori fourth, and then Leachman, Leal, and Addie Ritzenhein just lurking there back at the back of the pack in 7th.
Allie Zealand had such a great race just over a week ago at the Festival of Miles, and she was so genuinely surprised. You know, I think she knows that she's fit. She ran a 4:17 1500 the week or so before that, so she knew she was fit. But just for it to all come together the way it did, I think she just kind of blew her mind. And so that kind of confidence, Paul, is a really cool thing for her to have. But also, I sort of like where Addie Ritzenhein is right now. She's watching everyone from where she is in that 7th position. She's kind of taking a look at things, watching what people are doing. She's had such a phenomenal year, and confidence is what she said she's really gained this year.
So we'll bring them to the line. We'll keep an eye on them reaching that mile marker, maybe just outside of picture, as they come here now with 4 laps to go. 4:58.30. That's the split right at the finish line, so a little quicker than that if you count that 1 mile split. And no change: Hedengren, Zealand, Williams, Allori, Leachman, Leal, and Ritzenhein.
Well, that pace to hit 9:50 through the mile is 4:53, so they're just a little bit off of that. They need to start working together if they are thinking about the time, but I do think right now they're more worried about racing each other, and these girls are so fast that if they just worry about racing each other, they keep the pace honest, they're going to run fast. But right now, Landegren's been doing all the work. She looks good. Her body looks good. Her shoulders are where they should be. She's got good knee drive, but there's pressure. When you're out in front, you do think about what's going on behind you. So there's a couple things that go on that maybe, you know, an Allie Zealand, who's in second, isn't thinking so much right now in the race.
5 laps complete here in Renton, Washington in the girls 2 mile. Early on in this 2024 Brooks PR Invitational. 73.52, a little bit quicker on that last lap for Hedengren. And then Zealand, Leal into third now. Williams, Leachman, Allori, and Ritzenhein, I believe, losing a little bit of traction now with the lead group.
Well, Leachman has not seen the front yet, and that is sort of different. We've watched her time and time again where she is pushing the pace or even all alone running these fast times. So a little bit different, but she's trying to hang on there, and she still looks pretty good.
Yeah, it started to become a game of attrition. 7 became 6, and 6 now in picture become 5. As this will be 3/4 way home here in this girls 2 mile. And maybe a little separation now with the top 3 coming into the home stretch.
Well, these are those laps in the 2 mile where you have to push. You have to stay on it, because this is where a lot of time can get added on when you slow in these middle laps. So this is where, if they are truly thinking about time, you know, they're looking at it. They needed to come through in 7:19 there to be on record pace. So throw the record out the door and now just start racing.
73.7 on that last lap for Hedengren. Zealand and Leachman are the top 3, and then Isabel Allori has just passed Leal, moving into 4th, trying to regain contact with the leaders here. She's the one in the sunglasses.
Well, here we see Leachman up into the lead, except Zealand starts to go right around her now and starts to push. This is what we saw when she ran that mile in 4:30. She took it out with a pretty good distance still, which she had, I think it was like 600 meters to go, and she started to make her push. You can see she took a little bit of a look back. She's trying to see if this move is doing any damage, and it is.
Yeah, move with authority and really broke that race open here. We'll see what that lap time is. Hedengren trying to regain second position and try to get, you don't have to get it all back now. There's still some racing left here in Renton, as they're about 8:35, and that was a 68.4 last lap, Carrie.
Well, listen, that record pace is 8:33 through with one lap to go, and she's at 8:35, so maybe I shouldn't have said throw that record out the door. Let's keep an eye on it with 300 meters to go.
Again, Freyas was 9:50.70 back in 2022, as Allie Zealand is in full stride here. And we'll keep an eye here on the clock. As she comes into the home stretch here. She was 9:04.53 at 3,000 meters, Carrie. And look at the distance she's put on the rest of the field. Allie Zealand's having an amazing month of June and is going to cross the line, absolutely destroying the meet record here in this event, and that will be number 2 all time on the high school list.
Oh my goodness, did she ever prove me wrong? When I saw those splits, I thought that they were way off, but these girls know how to close, they know how to run, and yes, 67 seconds for that last 400, but more impressively, her last 600, I really believe. That's kind of become her MO. 600 to go, she really starts to hone in and starts to sprint. But Allie Zealand having such a phenomenal year, to be honest. Her cross country season was great. She went over and she ran US cross. Then she's also, coming out outdoors and running against professionals and some of the collegiate athletes and still showing up. So awesome job. Her last 800 and 2:15. Pretty awesome.
Way to go out on a limb with that commentary there, Carrie.
I know, right?
And Hedengren with a 9:48.77 makes it 2 under the previous standard. And just for fun, Isabel Allori, finishing in 3rd, decided to equal the previous meet record. So top 3 performances at or below the previous meet record, which was, previous to this, the outdoor high school record of the event. And let's look at the move that Allie Zealand put on the rest of the field. Just remarkable running here in the late stages.
Yeah, what I like about Allie Zealand right now is her composure, to be able to sit and relax, and then when she makes those moves, they're decisive. They're hard. Like you said, she put it on, and she put it on hard, and no one could go with her. They almost are surprised to see her go that hard, but they shouldn't be, because she's been showing us time and time again. So awesome job, Allie.
So Mary Cain's mark of 9:38.68 set indoors is still atop the list, but a reinvention of that top list here in Renton, as Allie Zealand goes number 2